Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Forever Stranded. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So, we've made a few things that I can't remember if they were in episodes or if they were in live streams because it's been a little while since I've been on here. So, for anyone who didn't watch to the end of the last episode or watch the live stream replay from last week, yes, I had my oldest daughter graduate from high school last week, and it really changed a lot of stuff. And I just haven't had any time to be on here playing. But we have this now, so I know that we had this spawner before, but I have now blocked it off with quite clear glass, and that is because this thing actually is set up to run witches. So if I throw this sword in here, which has mending, unbreaking 3, looting 3, and sharpness 5, and flip this lever, we should immediately get witches being spawned in, and they will be attracted to this attractor obelisk, get killed by the killer Joe, and that has been giving us tons, if we look here, tons of glowstone. We now have 2,300 glowstone, and then also lots of sticks. We have almost 5,000 sticks. Redstone's up quite a bit. You know, we're getting a lot of stuff, even like glass bottles. I mean, we have almost 3,000 glass bottles now. So yes, we've been getting a lot of stuff from this spawner, and that is great. Whoops, that was not what I wanted to do. So anyway, let me just do a little bit of repair work here. So we need a couple of these quite clear glass. Looks like all of the mobs have been killed, so then we'll drop down here and grab our sword. Now these swords are what we are going to start out looking at today. So I have two of these swords here, two swords that are set up both with mending, unbreaking 3, looting 3, and sharpness 5. Now that's the only difference here is I have soulbound on this one as well as travel. These are also both at empowered 4. So we can utilize power to maintain the durability on these guys to a point. The problem is eventually they will still run out of durability. You can see the durability is down about 150 and 170 on these two swords. And over time, that will eventually just run down. So we could try to set up something that it would not use the swords once they get below a certain durability. But I think the easier solution is to make from actually additions the repairer. So if we look at this repairer, this is the item repairer from actually additions, and this thing, if we look at what it says here about it, it says the item repairer uses 5,000 RF per tick to repair items that can be repaired in an anvil without needing any materials. So yes, that allows us to repair the durability on our swords here without having to use anything other than power. Now it does take a lot of power to do that, but it shouldn't take a lot of durability with each time that these get recharged. So the item repairer itself is rather expensive. It does take 4 blocks of empowered diamantine crystal. It also takes a couple of empowered Inori crystals, and then we have this ender casing, which takes a few more empowered diamantine crystals. So we are going to have to get ourselves a second empowerer set up. Now I've been wanting to get this done for a while, but I wasn't sure where to put it. And I think we can go up. If we go up to the... I think I went up too far. No, I didn't. Where's the concrete machine floor? Here we go. So we're on the concrete machine floor right now. If we go up to the next floor, I think this might be a good place to set up the empowerer. And then if we go up another floor, we've got another one here. And then up here, I have been growing some trees up in the very top of the base. And yes, this is really something to look out and see. We are a long way up in the world up here. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back down, and I think we will set up the Empower on this floor because we always seem to be needing it, and I don't like having to go down to our power production and pull everything back out of there and manually empower things. So I went way too far down. So let's get up here and we'll make ourselves an Empower, some display stands, get that all hooked up to our power system, and then we should be good to go. So I will get that all figured out and I will be right back. So I was going to try to set up something really complicated to be able to spread the items around the display stands, but I decided, you know what, hoppers is just fine. So to make our empowered diamantine crystal, we need clay in one, clay in another, clay blocks in another, and then a light blue dye, and then we need our diamantine crystal blocks in the center, and that will start turning that into the empowered diamantine crystal. So that is for that one. Then for the empowered Inori, we need snowballs in one of these, we need a stone button in another, we need cobblestone, we need gray dye, and then we need Inori crystal blocks for the other. So there we go, there's our first one, and then all that we have to do is just sit here and pull these back off of the display stand once they get empowered. Now obviously you can see it took a good 45 seconds to empower this block, so it will take a little bit of time in order for this to finish. Once I get this finished, we should be able to make our repairer and set up our repairing station for our tools down at the mob spawner. So I will get all this together and I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, so we've got our empowered blocks together. We should be able to make this now, so let's start by making our ender casing. So we need a block of black quartz, and that should allow us to make our ender casing. Now, curious, what else can we do with those? We have a teleport staff. We don't need that. Drill fortune gives fortune 3. Interesting. Phantom booster. I think that's for the phantom faces. Player interface. That might be interesting because I think we could actually make that put things directly into our inventory. Of course, the item repairer and a cable facade. Yes. So, yeah, there's a few things there. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this. So we have everything. We have our empowered Inori, our empowered diamantine, basic coils, ender casing. There we go. Item repairer. Now, in order to make all of this work, we are also going to need some conduits. So let's go ahead and grab some energy conduits and some item conduits, and we should be able to go and set all of this up. So we'll start out by coming down here, and we're going to just break through the wall. And let's go ahead and put our item repairer here. So now the question becomes, where do we want to put this guy? And I think... See, we have, this is a transparent conduit facade here, and behind this there actually is an energy conduit. Now that is allowing to draw power from the potion generator and put it into this dimensional transceiver, but right now we're trying to use the potion generator to power the transceiver so that we can send items back, and most of the time it just runs dry. So I feel like we want to add a receive to this for power, and then we're going to need to use the generator to power our item repairer, and I think that should be good enough. Maybe we'll put this right here instead. Yeah, let's go ahead and put a couple of energy conduits down here, and we'll put our item repairer right there. And so now what we can do is do an insert and extract here, in and out. So we want insert, we want to have a high priority here. So let's go ahead and set our priority up so it should insert here first instead of directly into the Killer Joe, and then we should be able to just set our extract to always active, I think. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of power in here. For now, we are going to just go ahead and bypass this. Now, I guess we probably shouldn't have done that. Let's go ahead and place this back here. We have a lever that needs to be on top of that. So let's put our lever down. Potion generator. Do we have any potions? That's a good question. Let's go ahead and take a look. Potions. No, we don't. Now, water bottles do work in there, oddly enough. Maybe we could... Let's try it. Let's try some creosote bottles. Why not? Nope, those will not go in there. Okay, well, I guess it was worth a shot. So, we can't get power directly from our potion generator to try this out. We're going to have to do it. This is going to be ugly, but whoops, it will work. Okay, so that should now have filled that up. If we throw this in there, so this should slowly be repaired. We can see that it is not terribly fast, but it will be repaired. And once it is repaired, it should pull out and go into the Killer Joe. Now, in the meantime, let's go ahead and remove that. And yeah, we're almost there. So let's go ahead and turn this back on. We will grab our conduit facade here. And we have some quite clear glass. I'm not sure where that came from. But, okay, there goes the sword. Oh, no, that's a bit of a problem. It is cycling. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. And we will manually give a sword to the Killer Joe. Just so that it gets rid of all of these witches. They would be kind of a problem otherwise. And yeah, I have my item magnet. Let me get my magnet card back out of there. I don't need that at the moment. And let's go ahead and remove this conduit facade so that we can get into our vacuum chest. So let's go ahead and drop this stuff in there because we just got it. And let's see here. So we have this sword just sitting here cycling. So I think what we need to do, let's go ahead and get ourselves a filter. So if we go with a basic item filter, and let's drop down underneath here, and we will set this in for the insert, yes. So we want to blacklist a fully repaired sword, and we want to match the metadata. So now, if we put this sword back in here, yeah, it has now inserted it into the energy bank because it can't go back in there. Now, let's try putting this one into the energy bank because it has durability damage. So once it is charged, where's it? No. So it is, okay. So if we ignore metadata, no, match metadata, that's what we want to do. I'm going to have to give this some thought and figure out how we can keep the fully repaired sword out of there. And it might be that it has to go in a loop. That might actually be the best solution here. Let's try that. So what we're going to do is we are going to change this one to be extract only. And it's extracting if the power is greater or less than 25%. From there, we need it to go into, oh geez, I just realized we are making a big mess of things here. Let's go ahead and pull all of our power conduits here. We want to keep that one, but we could just simply put a power conduit right there to power this guy. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. But yeah, this is not going in there, so we need to have it go from the Killer Joe into the Vibrant Capacitor Bank, from the Vibrant Capacitor Bank into the Item Repairer, and then from there it needs to go back into the Killer Joe. So let's go ahead, and I am a little bit afraid of hopping up there because he has a sword. So that's not right. we want to put an item conduit right there. We will set this one to insert, this one to extract, always active. So now if we throw this sword in there, it should go straight into here. No, because we are set to extract here. So let's go ahead and pull our filter out of there. We need this one set to insert only. No, we're still not quite right. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm going to have to do a little thinking on this. I know that we can do it, so I will get this figured out, and I'll be right back. Well, it is now working. So, what I ended up doing, we'll go ahead and turn that off, is setting it to where we only pulled from the Killer Joe straight into the capacitor bank, and then from there we went straight into the item repairer. So we can see if we look here, it is from the Killer Joe right into, that was weird, right into the capacitor bank. It can't go anywhere else. From the capacitor bank, it's pulled out using the charged filter upgrade and put straight into the item repairer. From the item repairer, the repaired sword will sit here and wait its turn to then be inserted into the Killer Joe. So right now we can see the sword that's in the Killer Joe has a tiny bit of durability and a little bit of power usage. So we're going to pull this out, and right away we get a brand new sword put in there, and we're just going to go ahead and throw this in here. It will promptly be inserted into the repairer, and our durability is back up to 2000 out of 2000. So yes, got that working. That is very nice to see. So now I can leave the witch spawner on without any fear of anything going wrong. We also have this now set up to where it is always going to have power, and our generator here, you know, I don't know how much power we get from the generator, but it should be able to at least help with keeping the dimensional transceiver up and running. If it looks like it's going to be a problem, we may have to set up something to where our potion generator is actually over here with our main generator bank. That's about the only thing that I can say to that. But for the time being, yeah, everything seems to be working. We are getting tons and tons of witch loot, which is very, very good. We needed a lot of that stuff. Also, solidified experience. This is something that's going to be a bit of a problem. So if we look at our solidified experience, we have 5,600 solidified experience, and it's going up fairly quickly. Now, I don't know if there's any way that we can do anything other than eat this solidified experience. I don't know. But, yeah, we definitely have a lot of that. So now I suppose we can go on to the other thing that I was working on. And now this is something that we worked on in the last live stream, and hopefully it will help out a lot here around the base. So of course, if we go over to our oil production area, we can feel the frame rate just drop, and we get tons of lag here. And I'm pretty sure that is from these canola growing, as well as the growth crystals. So in order to kind of deal with that, we decided that we were going to go out to the meteor and make ourselves a remote farm for the canola. So I've done a fair amount of work here, and I really like the way this looks. So I've got bone blocks, I've got podzol, which, by the way, podzol is a total pain to get here because it does not appear underneath big spruce trees. So we actually have to craft podzol, and I have run out. So, you know, I need a bit more out here. But yes, you can see bone blocks, podzol, birch leaves, so these leaves will always stay nice and green. We have some birch fence gates up here that are opened so that they give a little bit more of a reinforced look. And then we have a lot of skystone slabs and stairs just to make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more curved. And yes, we are getting out here. We have the first farm set up. Now, I'm not sure if I want to make this go up and down or what I want to do, but I have made sure, if we take a look at our chunk boundaries, I have made sure that this farm is entirely contained within a single chunk, and that will definitely help on lag production. So, yeah, I need to get the first of our farms set up out here, get it hooked in with dimensional transceiver, and hopefully that will reduce some of the lag that we are experiencing back at the base. So let me get that taken care of, and I will be right back. So we've got our first farm set up here, and everything is working. Now the only thing that we have left to do is to make sure that this stays loaded. Now our base we don't have to worry about because it is in spawn chunks, but this is not. So we need a chunk loader. Now, fortunately, we have chicken chunks in here, so we have chunk loaders. So if we look here, we have the regular chunk loader and the spot loader. Now, I just want a spot loader for this. And for that, we need to make a chunk loader, surround it with ender pearls, and that's going to give us 10 spot loaders. So let's go ahead and make this first. I don't think we have an enchantment table. No, I didn't think so. But that should be really easy to make. Ender pearls and gold, and then ender pearls and the chunk loader. So now if we put this down in the middle of this, that should load one chunk right there, which everything is contained within that one chunk. So I also pulled up all of the growth crystals from the other place, turned one of the regular growth crystals into one of these tier 2 growth crystals again, and yeah, it looks like they're doing an awful lot of work. So, and we're not nearly as laggy out here as we are in the base, so that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and head back to the base and see how things are looking there. So back home, let's teleport. And here we are. Okay, let everything load in for a bit. And let's go ahead and head down to the oil production area. And it's still a touch laggy down here, but not nearly as bad as it was. Yes, not nearly as bad as it was. So let's go ahead and get our magnet off of here so that we don't grab things that we're not supposed to. And some of it may have to do with the fact that we've got redstone going on and off and a whole bunch of other stuff. Let's go ahead and light this up. That may help, you know, keeping lighting updates to a minimum. It looks like we've got, okay, so we had a torch here, but yeah, let's just keep our lighting updates to a minimum here, and that may help. Another thing that could be an issue here is all of the conduits. I don't know for sure if those are an issue or not. Feel like we could possibly come up with a better way to have this thing work. You know, I understand that it is a rather complicated little bit of redstone to make all of this work, but you never know. We might be able to figure something else out. And then of course we have this down here. And this area is definitely better than it was, but it's still a bit laggy. So it may be some of the other stuff down below, and maybe we need to move all of this stuff out to the meteor. I don't know. Honestly, I think if we could just have the stuff, the crystallized and empowered seeds here, that would probably be better. Now we are a little short on canola. The numbers have been dropping, so I do kind of want to keep an eye on that. But yes, that farm is gone. These are no longer being done with growth crystals. And actually, I have one left. So let's go ahead and place this growth crystal right there. I don't think those are what's quite attributing to the lag here. Might be the fermenting barrels. Could be a whole host of things. But yeah, that is... We've got our first little bit out in the meteor. So I'm really happy about that. So yeah. Still a bit of lag when we load the area in because, well, I mean, it's going to be that way. So, yeah, I guess I will let this run for a while. I'm going to go check on the length of the episode, see if we've got time for anything else, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So, to finish out the episode, I decided I wanted to do a little bit of work in our sieving room. So, one of the things that you'll see right away is the crushers are gone. And that's because they're now over here. And there's also a lot more of them. So, we had 8 of the double crushers before. We now have 32 of them. So, yes, we have tons and tons of crushers. And I need to get these going because, well, if you look here, a little while ago, I had over 100,000 broken iron. I made 40,000, I guess, crushed iron in order to try to use up some of that broken iron. But this is absolutely insane, and we need to deal with this. So I figured we would get a lot more crushers, and then we could start working on getting some of the rest of this done. So first off, I'm going to break out all of these standard ME glass cable. We're going to replace these with smart cable just so that we can see how many channels we have. And that is rather strange that you can place a cable inside of yourself, but whatever. So we need to bring this over here and get it put into... Oh, what? Oh, that's our wireless powered light. Yeah, we can't break down through there. That's for sure. So maybe we can bring it right here. Let's see here. I think what we're going to need is actually to go right to in the side of this. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of space for export buses is what I'm thinking. So if we go ahead and place an export bus here and an export bus here, and then we'll put a cable here so that we can put an export bus on top of it. Now if we connect all of these up, run it up here, and please go correctly. So now if we hook all that up, we can see we've got 3 channels used there. This should be number 4. Go ahead and put a torch on there. And so that should give us 4 of 8 channels used here, so we still have some room for channels, which is good. So now what I want to do is start setting up some stuff for crafting. So right now we have the ability to craft our dusts and sands and gravels in this particular crafting unit, but you can see also we have some other stuff in there. Now over here I have the storage buses for the powdered ore and the crushed ores. And of course we have a lot of those that are still missing. So there's going to be a lot of these molecular assemblers that we need to get set up as well. But so now what I want to do, let's go ahead and get in here and grab an interface. And so we're going to place an interface. I suppose we could place it right here. That way we're not taking away from the ability to add stuff to this storage crate. And then we're going to take and place this in here and set this to insert. So now at this point, these guys can, well, actually we could have put it up there. Yeah, it'll work. But right now these guys can crush all their stuff and then throw it into this ME interface, and that ME interface will act just like this one that we have over here for the inputs that we had before. And I need to move my auto sieves too because they're not quite right. But now what we want to do, I'm using export buses here instead of storage. So what we need to do, we're going to grab one of these. Let's say we take, we're going to grab some iron ore sand. So we're going to snag this, make a piece of iron ore sand, and then we are going to go ahead and look at applied energistics. And we need to make ourselves a crafting bus, or a crafting card. So that is this one right here. I believe we have, yeah, we have a gold card in there. Then we need a capacity card. and we are currently out of the others, so I could have sworn that I had the ability to auto-craft those, but whatever. So let's make a few basic cards so that we can do this, and we're going to make a capacity card, and then we are also going to grab some acceleration cards. No, not inversion. There we go. Acceleration cards. And those we don't have. Now we do have some acceleration cards. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to place this crafting card and capacity card in here. And it looks like we actually need another capacity card. But if we put iron ore sand in here, now at this point it should be set. We should be able to export. Yeah, crafting behavior. So yeah, it's actually exporting sand here, the iron ore sand. So it is crafting it as fast as it can, exporting it into the system. So if we look over here, yeah, we can see we have sand being crafted. So is that going in this one? I don't know. But it is working now. So this will automatically do that. We need a power supply here as well. So we need to get, oh, and these don't even have power conduits on them. I missed putting my power conduits on these last couple. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll break out a little bit of stuff here. Can I please just reach down in there? Thank you. Okay, so now we need a dimensional transceiver. So let's go ahead and grab that. So then with a dimensional transceiver and all the other stuff, whoops, we need an octatic capacitor, which we can autocraft those, which is very nice. Go ahead and make one of those real quick. There we go. And there we go, dimensional transceiver. We'll drop that in here, set this to power, receive from the home base. And now we should be getting power back into here. And just as much, basically as much iron ore sand as we have here, or crushed iron ore as we have, it is going to use up. And once it uses all of that up, we have the crafting set up currently for it to also make the broken ore into ore gravel, but we'll need to set up the patterns for the crushing over here. So we will still need some storage buses on this. So we'll need export buses for, I think there's 12 different ore dusts is what we'll need. And so the dust will be the thing that it makes final, and then we can have auto crafting set up to make our ore blocks, or dust blocks. So that is great. But I think that is going to be it for this episode. So I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you want to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments. And I will see you next time. Bye.